right. 2.3, simplifying variable expressions. Okay. We need to understand what the word term is, coefficient, constant, and like terms. We need to know what those actually are and stand for. Okay. As we've done down here, your terms are each of the problems separated by an addition sign. Okay? Term can have multiple variables in it, okay, but it won't have any addition in it or subtraction. Okay? So a term could also be 4xy. Okay, that could be a term. Okay, it could just be x, y, z. That can be a term. Okay, it's any form of number or variables that don't have any addition or subtraction signs in between them. Okay, just the number itself, 4. Okay, like we had 7 right here. Okay, that's a term. Okay, we call that term a constant term, which is down here. When you just have a number by itself as a term, then it's constant. In other words, is there going to be any other value for the number 7? No, just 7. Okay. Now, if I have 7x, that's going to change with whatever x is. Okay, so it can't be a constant because 7x means to multiply 7 times x. It's a term, but it's not a constant term. Okay, a constant term is just a number separated either with a subtraction sign, minus sign, or just the number itself. Okay, so terms are those things you see inside of an expression that are separated by a plus or a minus. Okay, understand that this, let me see here. Let's say I had this, 9c squared minus 4c squared plus 2c squared. Okay, right now that's 3 terms. Okay, when you simplify it, it may end up with 1 term, it may end up with 2 terms, or multiple terms. Okay, so when you simplify it, it can end up with more than 1 term, it can end up, with just 1 term or 1 constant. Okay, so these are all terms. This is term 1, term 2, term 3. Okay, here, 9, 4, and 2 are your coefficients. Okay, now, anytime you must change all subtraction to addition in the expressions before you can do anything. Okay, you must change all subtraction to addition in the expression before you can do anything. Okay, so coefficients are different than constant terms. Coefficients, okay, as we state up here, coefficient is the number that is in front of the variable in a term such as 3y. The coefficient in that is 3. Okay, there is a difference. This is not, the 7 is not a coefficient. It's a constant. The coefficients are the 5 and the 4 in this problem. Okay, Copeland? Yes. Yeah. Okay, now, understand that when I have something like this, if I have x plus 4, okay, if I have x plus 4, how many x's do I have there? 1. So please understand that in front of that x, we don't usually put it, but there is a 1. Okay, so the coefficient of this expression here is 1. Okay, now if there's a 3 in front of it, then the coefficient would be 3. So if I had 3x plus 4, then the coefficient here is the 3. Okay, so the coefficient is the number that is in front of the variable that you're supposed to multiply by the variable. Okay, if we were to reverse this and say 4 plus x, the 4 is in front of the variable, but there's another sign in between it. Okay, this would be a term, and this is a term. Okay, and we're going to talk about identifying these things here in just 1 second. All right, let's look at the next one we had was like terms. Okay, I'm going to put one on the screen here that we can start going through so we can get an idea of all these. Okay, 4y plus 23 minus y minus 6. First thing I'm going to do, step 1, before I do anything, is change the subtraction to addition. Okay, so that gives me 4y plus 23 plus negative y plus negative 6. Okay, now they want us to identify, first of all, identify the terms. Okay, they want us to identify all the terms in this expression. So the terms are 4y, 23, negative y, and negative 6. Those are the terms in this expression. That's why I wanted you to change all subtraction to addition, so we make sure we had negative y and negative 6. Okay, so that's the terms. The next thing they want us to do is identify the like terms. Okay, like terms means that they have exactly, or they have the identical variable. Okay, like terms are those terms that have identical variables. Okay, so in this problem, if you look at our terms, which ones have identical variables? 4y and negative y. So your like terms are 4y and negative y, and can I put 23 and negative 6 together? Right? I can do that, right? Okay. So the other one is 23 and negative 6. Those are your like terms. Constants are always alike with constants. Okay? Those are your like terms. Now let's look at the coefficients. The coefficients in this problem is what? What are the coefficients in this problem? 4? Anything else? Nope, 23 is not in front of a variable. What? Negative. Nope, negative 6 is not in front of a variable. Y is not a number. No. What? Thank you. We just covered that. I just said that when there's not a number in the variable, the coefficient is 1. Well, this one happens to have a negative sign in front of it, so it's -1. Okay? So that's the coefficients. The final thing they want us to list is the constant term. Okay? What are the constant terms in this problem? (23) and -6. Those are your constant terms. Okay, so all of that's the information they want for this one problem. We're not doing anything with the information yet. We will here in a few minutes. Okay, so I want you to do the same thing for this problem. -19 minus 11a plus a plus 16. I want you to do all 4 of these things for that problem. Okay, I'll give you a couple of minutes. All right. Let's go with the terms. Who has terms for me? Copeland? Okay, -19. And what? No. -11a. What's the next one? A. And then what else? 16. So those are your terms. Okay? The next one are the like terms. What are the like terms in this problem? Madison. Good. -19 and 16. Okay. Now, what are the coefficients? Joshua. -11 and 1, yes. -11 and 1. And then the final, the constant terms. Haley. What? Okay. Yes, 16 and -19. Okay, so those are the terms that are the same that are constant terms. Now, let's talk about what we do with the actual problems. For example, let's talk about simplifying like terms. Okay, we're going to simplify means to put them in their lowest terms, smallest name, whatever you'd like to say there. Okay, now, if I have this problem right here, 4x plus 2x. Okay, just like the other day when we had 3x plus 4 in parentheses, and we said, or I said, you can't put the 4 and the 3 together. Okay, and you're like, well, yeah, you thought you could, you kept trying to do it. You can't because these are not like terms. Okay, these are like terms. The reason they are the same is because they both have an x, and the x is raised to the same exponent. Okay, the reason these are not is because they don't both have an x. Okay? So I can put 4x and 2x together. So I have 4 x's and I have 2 more x's, and I'm adding them. So how many x's would I have? I have 4 and 2. 6x. And that's your answer. Okay? You have to understand that this problem is the same thing as x plus x plus x plus x. There's 4 of them, right? Plus x plus x. There's 2 of them. This is the same thing as 2x. This is the same thing as 4x. Put the 2 together and you have a total of 6 x's. Yes, Copeland. Okay, couldn't put it together. Even if you had this, if you had 4x plus 2x squared, can't put it together because they're not identical variables. Okay. Now, if this was 4x squared plus 2x squared, yes, that's 6x squared. Okay. This is not like this is. Okay. Let's look at another one. Let's go back to the one we did earlier. I think we did it. Yeah, let's just look at this one. 2b minus 8 plus 4b minus 6b. Okay, first things first. 2b, change that to addition. Do the opposite of 8, which is negative 8, plus 4b, change that to addition. Do the opposite of that, which is negative 6b. Now, I'm going to use the commutative property and rearrange terms so I can put ones that are the same closer together. So that's 2b plus 4b plus negative 6b plus negative 8. So these are all like terms. So what's 2b plus 4b? 6b. Plus negative 6b plus negative 8. Well, what is, what is 6 plus negative 6? 0. 0b, but 0 times b would be 0 plus negative 8. What is 0 plus negative 8? Negative 8. Okay, so that one we were able to simplify it down to a constant term. Okay. All right, now I want you to try this one on your own. 9c squared minus 4c squared plus 2c squared. All right, who has an answer? Joshua? What? 7c squared. Yep. So first, you have 9c squared. Change that to addition. Do the opposite of the 4c squared. So that's negative 4c squared plus 2c squared. Okay. What is 9 plus negative 4? 5. And I put the c squared with it. Plus 2c squared. So now I have 5 plus 2. 7. And that's c squared. Okay. All right. Your homework. Yeah. All right. You have 2.3 10 through 21.